Welcome back to Q Dads, I'm Ste and we're back with episode 7 of Dark Matter. Now last week we asked for an exploration of worlds, and actually this episode gives us that. Was the perfect world the same place Ryan 1 was left? What happened to Max? And have we just got the confirmation of a third Jason? Before we discuss all of those details and blow your mind, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date on all things Dark Matter. The episode starts with Jason offering to cook a meal for the family, a way to make amends for the peanut allergy of the last episode. Here, Detective Mason shows up to interrogate Jason 2 and Daniela over the disappearance of Ryan. This leads Daniela to show Jason the ampule and question about the storage unit, and surprisingly, Jason actually tells her the truth, to a degree, just missing those key details. We then chime our way back to Jason 1 and Amanda as they walk through the corridor of infinity. Now, this time it's Amanda's mind that leads the way with her thoughts of empathy as she takes us to a world of perfection. By the sound of it, it's cold fusion that helps the world go round and of course creates the perfect environment where energy is essentially unlimited. It looks perfect, streets are clean, sky is clear, hot chocolate cups are edible. Would cold fusion really create a perfect world? Anyway, they stay here for a bit, wine and dine, and end up having a meal in the spire of a tower which is high above the clouds. It's here Amanda informs Jason she's going to stay. I mean, the fact it only took her 10 minutes to get a passport due to facial recognition is also brilliant. She obviously recognises this world as a clean slate. A world where her own version has been missing for 2 years. This means she can make a fresh start. Jason, of course, is fixated on Daniela and continues the search with his last 3 ampules. Now, missing for 2 years makes me start to wonder. Based on the fact they've said they've been hopping worlds for around 29 days, and Jason 2 was missing for around 18 months, could Amanda have actually been approximating that 2 years? So, could Amanda from this perfect world actually have gone missing due to the box? It sounds far-fetched, and it probably is, as this world's Jason would have never have made the box. Regardless of what happened to this world's Amanda, I think the more important thing here, like I mentioned at the start, is this the same world Ryan 1 was sent to. Jason 2 did say it was a perfect world for Ryan, where he could be happy. Now, I'm also basing this theory on a scene right at the end of this bit of the episode. After Jason leaves Amanda, as he heads to the box, right before he enters, he takes one last look back, ironically mirroring Jason 2's final scene where he leaves Ryan 1. And as Jason 1 turns back, we get this nighttime shot of the city, just like Jason 2's scene. Now, they look similar, and if you look at the far right of the screen, you will notice the Aurora Borealis starting to appear. Now, as I mentioned this before, this is quite rare, so what are the odds we have 2 worlds having the same thing happen when it doesn't happen in any of the other worlds? Yeah, there are similarities across the worlds normally, but we've only seen the Aurora Borealis in one, so I believe this is the same world. And is this now Ryan's way of getting home, as Jason did drop some ampules in Amanda's bag? Let me know your thoughts. And finally, on this part of the episode, last week we mentioned about the chimes not making sense because they should be indicating a switch in Jason's as well as realities. We actually hear the chime noise twice as Jason travels to 2 different realities, but I cast my mind back to the very first couple of episodes where Jason and Amanda were exploring the different worlds. The barren landscape, the frozen tundra, there was no chime for those. So why they only show a chime now, when through most of the series it's always been to identify a switch in Jason's? Let me know your thoughts on the chimes, as I'm sure I'm looking into this far too much. As Jason 1 continues his search, in one of the worlds he actually talks to a version of Daniela to tell her that he loves her, and on the way back to the box he walks past a shop where he sees the same mask Jason 2 used to take him down, as well as a small transparent box that seems to represent our supposition box. These are nice details, and this to me represents that he knows now how to navigate the box, as we see in the final scene. He actually sneaks back into the house at night and realises that he's making a mistake and tries to leave. Here, we're confronted with none other than Max. Now, we called that Max would be in the show, and we're right. However, it's not quite as I imagined, but it is Max nonetheless. It seems that, like in Jason 1's world, this Max too has had health problems, which has caused him to have a heart transplant, from what Ben believed to be his sister Holly. Now, it's hard to confirm if that actually happened, as it was only a passing comment from Max about Holly not having a heart. Yet I suppose it could be a number of things. But could this be the first time that we've been introduced to a third child of Jason's? Now, I really enjoyed this part of the show, as it fully cements the idea that Jason 1 and 2 are far more similar than they are different. It's clear Jason 1 really thought about stealing this new Jason's life. Jason 2 and Amanda 1 have a little conversation, and here Jason 2 seems to just allude to different facts about Amanda, which obviously causes her to ask him to leave. But I just wonder, why did he do that? As he hit the point where he's finally about to throw in the towel, so he's just going to mess it all up. This is kind of solidified as Detective Mason shows up again, which forces Jason to use the sledgehammer to break down the wall, which we kind of knew that it would happen. Just before we move on here though, I need to complain about the shoddy workmanship of the cement for this box. Jason 2 should not have been able to make a hole that easy in the cement. But then he goes to another world, fetches another Ryan to bring back, and interestingly here, Ryan mentioned about a moment in college where he flipped a coin to determine if he would drive or not, which then caused him to get a DUI and of course drop out of university. There was a look here on Jason's face where he kind of realised about the coin moment that actually there would have been certain variables that happen which all do seem to stem around their college days. Something that I think he already knew in the back of his mind. Not only that, Ben did mention the incident seeming to stem around their college days a few episodes ago. Are we going to get more events happening then? Does the age of a person affect when a new world is created? Of course, Jason 2 helps Ryan back using the same drug that he used on Jason 1 and places him in his home like nothing ever happened. And then we get a nice surprise, something that I didn't think would actually happen this series. Jason 1 returns to his own reality. He found the courage and the bravery and followed the grey brick road and got home safely. There clearly is no place like home. Yes, that's right, he's walked through the broken concreted box and made his way through town, hugging his friend from the bar and making his way back home. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing, and this is where the 3 Jason theory comes into play, or, as one of our viewers commented on the last episode, the 3 Jason problem. So, are we meant to believe that Jason 1 heads to a gun shop to purchase a gun, but obviously without the license he can't, so he gets a knife and mace instead and leaves the shop, and so then we have to presume it's Jason 2 going in to do the same, but is questioned by the worker for having a twin that has previously been there. He obviously runs out to the shop, panicking. The reason why I don't think this is Jason 2 is because, if you remember, he has a storage unit with a collection of weapons in there. So why would he need to go to a gun shop with a backpack, asking for a gun? Surely he would just collect all of his supplies from the storage unit and then go searching for Jason 1. Or, as he's not yet aware that Jason 1 has come through the box, he himself could head through the box. This is why I think it's actually a third Jason, which of course we'll call Jason 3, just for ease. But this to me seems like a Jason who's maybe been following Jason 1 or has stumbled into this reality as well. Something just doesn't sit quite right with me about this, plus the fact he had a busted finger. Now I don't remember either Jason 1 or Jason 2 injuring their hand, and since writing this script I did go back and watch the episode again, focusing on Jason's hands. We only see the Jason with the splint on his finger in the last part of the episode, so I think it's clear it's a Jason 3. Now, the first time I watched the episode, it was a bit odd when Jason 2 turned up in the porch to Daniela's home and didn't enter, but then Jason 1 looks through the back and then Jason 2 enters the house. I did question at first if it was a different Jason, but after checking I can confirm it was Jason 1 and 2 in that scene. Now, I know you're going to be asking, who is Jason 3? And before I throw it over to you in the comments, here's my thoughts on it. Before today, we've only seen one other Jason. That was the Jason that Jason 1 and Amanda saw trying to escape in the box, the one where Amanda was killed. Now, Leighton did see Jason enter the box, and they didn't kill the Jason from that world. So, what if he escaped? This would be a great reason why he doesn't have an Amanda with him in this world, as she's already dead, and it would give him reason enough to want to arm himself to take on Jason 2. So I think it's potentially him. So we might already have seen our Jason 3 before. The only thing I do know though is this causes a 3 Jason problem, As if Jason 3 thinks this is his world, and Jason 2 took it from him, then where is Jason 1's world? And would this mean Jason 2 has stolen worlds from two people? I mean, Jason 2 did look like he was okay with leaving. How many times in 18 months has he stolen another Jason's world? Or are we about to see something mind-boggling happening? And Jason 3 is Jason 1, but just at the point where Jason 1 made a new decision. So Jason 1 and 3 both think they belong to the same world. Are there now two Jason 2s too? I honestly don't know, and I'm about to get very confused about this, so let me know your thoughts. Regardless of my theory, the question still remains, why did Jason 3 enter this reality? Overall, the episode started rather weak, I thought, but over the course grew into a great one. We finally got some exploration of a new world. The theory Amanda was stopping Jason getting home was confirmed, and Amanda's story has been tied up nicely, for now. We also got to see Jason master the box. It did take him till his last vial, but I now think he would easily be able to travel it like Jason 2. I like to think seeing Max finally made him realise he needs his family, not some replacement. I think it's clear Apple is setting up for a very good penultimate episode, and I for one cannot wait to watch it. Are we going to be getting a battle of the Jasons? I did notice the icon for the show on the website does have numerous Jasons pictured on it. Is that a not so subtle hint to the end of the season? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe as it helps us to grow. We also will be dropping a video this week on the new show Presumed Innocent, so look out for that. Now, finally, my questions to you. Who is the third Jason? Did Amanda stay in the same world Ryan was left in? And finally, could we see Blair too, or one of the other missing people finally pop up in next week's episode? Let me know in the comments, as we love reading them and responding to you guys. Anyways, as always, catch you next time with something new.